Hey there, Miller, Strategy Valve Gamers. So I'm gonna do a quick. We're gonna call this a game and chat. Um, I know we haven't been posting a lot of videos lately. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of real life problems get in the way of our hobby time, but things are kind of getting back to normal and resetting. So we'll go ahead and do a quick game. I'm gonna go and do. I'm gonna play Angmar versus Dwarves. I won't versus Brutal. I'll versus Medium. So the reason I'm playing Angmar is that I've recently started a Angmar army. And I recently started an Angmar army, an SBG, and I've been kind of painting on that. I've been working on two projects. I've been working on Angmar, and then I've been working on a Warhammer. Uh, I don't know. I'm working on it for the old world. I'm not really doing it for Age of Sigmar, but so I've been doing two projects. I've really enjoyed painting Angmar, like the orcs and stuff. The orc models, dare I say, I think the orc models have a little more personality than the Morans. And then all the. I do apologize for that noise, guys. By the way, that's my mic. It has a problem. In fact, I'll go and unplug it. There we go. So, but yeah, I've been working on Amar. I've gotten everything assembled and painted pretty much. The only model I haven't acquired because he's out of print and he's rather expensive is Gular. He's one of the models I really want to playtest too. So hopefully he'll be an MTO or something soon. So Angmar, they got some really unique stuff they can do in this game. These Thrall guys are good for early game. I'm, it's probably not the smartest thing. I'm gonna go and build Rogash because he's a really solid pick. I'm gonna go and change the voice. So I'm recording everything through my headset, and it's kind of weird. Like when you first start recording, I actually made a separate channel for gaming, and I noticed when you start recording stuff, it seems really loud when you start watching the video. Yeah, I'm gonna go this route. I really like this. That avalanche show is pretty good. Either way, I'll start with that. It's a good ability. It's a good disruptor. All right, let's put a little rabble of orcs. One thing I will say that so I know that the next supplement is probably going to be War in the North, kind of judging on what releases we've seen for it. Um, I really think it'd be cool if they did Last Lines, of course. Last Lines is one that I wanted to see, but alternatively, I do think a War in the North. Okay, I phrased that wrong. Let me rephrase that. I think that a Fall of Arnor kind of follow up, or I don't know, you can call it the Armies of Angmar or something. I think a supplement like that would be really interesting. Because Angmar, they can use it a little bit more. Right now, the way they play. I've heard a lot of players. So about 2 or 3 months ago, I went on the Great British Facebook and I asked a question about Gulavar, and I had a lot of Angmar players tell me you don't have to have a Shade in your army, or you don't have to have Gulavar in your army to do good with that army. And you know what? They're probably absolutely right. But I think the definitive way to play them is with a Shade, a Shade in particular. I think you can use the Witch King to kind of supplement Gulavar. Um, but I'd like to maybe have a few like Runedower characters put in. You can kind of make it like the Dunland Isengard army, where you have evil men mixed with Urukai, something like that. Yeah, Rogash is an absolute beat stick. But I'm not to retreat them. Oh, where'd they come from? I'm going with the Troll is lacking. But yeah, I'm excited playing more. I had a few test games with them so far. They have some really good stuff, particularly for this edition. Because a lot of heroes, like a lot of hero effects and stuff that have certain like 3-inch range or whatever, like Emer Hill, even fight 5 or fight whatever to fight them. It's like a ranged ability, and the shades ability to kind of get rid of that, or possibly move a hero out of range of some key stuff. Really good. So I've really enjoyed doing some practice games with them. Um, and hopefully we'll get them up on the channel soon. But going back to the supplement, I can definitely also see Arnor could definitely use some love. So right now they have 3 troop choices. 2 of them are archery units. I mean, the Rangers are always just good, right? But how about archers? Eh. And then I don't want to use the word nerf hammer because they're the exact same as they were. Um, but Arnor is one of those armies that kind of got the nerf hammer because you had the ability to take like Elrond, Elrahir, Aragorn, before they really put the emphasis on thematic timelines and things like that. So I really think Arnor can use some more heroes. I think they can use Cav. They can use just more stuff. Because Arnor was actually a pretty popular army in the tournament scene when here in the States at least, on the East Coast or whatever, or West, East Coast. Yeah, sorry, I had a brain fart. Um, and now you hardly see them. So those are 2 armies I think can use love. I think that we probably won't see that last alliance supplement that I predicted 3 years ago um, until the show comes out. And there have been some recent developments in that look pretty good for perhaps the Middle Earth range, for the Middle Earth range, I should say. That's one thing about the AI is they will go straight for your resources right away. They will walk past your army and they'll go for your resources right off the bat. The only reason why I'm able to defend anything right now is because Rogash. And, well, we'll go and show you guys this ability. Don't die! Hwah! Now you can die. Retreat, retreat, retreat. I don't want to have to spend $3,000 on him again. So, moving on in subject, because I want to try and talk about SBG UI play, because we haven't had a whole lot of discussion lately. But one more thing I kind of want to address is the War in the North supplement. So I know Dane and his son came out. I'm going to hide behind this building. And I read the comments on that. I noticed quite a few comments. They want more Easterlings. I agree. I think Easterlings need they have Kamul and they have Amder. I think those are the only 2 characters in the Easterling list. I think they could definitely use a handful more. I'd say if you gave them 2 more characters, I'm not doing very good right now. I'm versing a normal AI. I think it's just maybe Ingmar and Dwarves aren't a very good matchup. Alright, I'm going to do a kamikaze on these archers. But I think Easterlings definitely out of all the armies in SPG, because a lot of things that were issues before were fixed with the rules update. So for instance, I know Numenor. They could definitely use some. They could definitely use some new models, and they can use Cav and stuff. But they got some good stuff in the new stuff. Not new stuff, but the new book, the Armies of Middle Earth, Armies of Lord of the Rings, actually. But I think Easterling is definitely. Andor got better. Andor's a really good pick now. But I think they could use a few more characters. It's kind of like Dunland. Thryden was a really good pick for Dunland. But then they added the 3 other characters in from Dunland. All my buildings are done. I just realized that. I'm going to build another hero. Probably not the smartest thing to do, but I'm trying to keep the game going long enough for me to talk about the supplements. But yeah, so War in the North, I definitely think Easterlings need more heroes. Probably 2 or 3. Like character heroes that can buff troops, that can do something unique. I think they could definitely. They got the Acolytes, the Black Dragon Acolytes. I know that there's been discussion on their I don't know, viability, I guess would be a way to put it. They're relentless. But I personally think they're a good pick. You compare them to like a Corsair Reaver. They have a better defense. They have a little special rule, and they have throwing daggers. I don't think Corsair Reavers have throwing daggers. I think when you start comparing them to more expensive units like Berserkers or Iron Hills Guard, or not Iron Guard, I think that's when you start kind of getting in that discussion of they're not good. I think they're good. Honestly, I think they help out an Easterling army. They're going to have a specific role in your army, but I think that role. Okay, all right. Where's Mortimer? Oh, there he is. There he is. No, wait, where is he? There he is. I thought my door for my fortress is right there. Man, the dwarves are pouring in now. What am I going to do? There goes my builder. I'll let them destroy my base and I'll keep talking. But yeah, I think Easterlings definitely need more love. I think that we'll get more. I think we'll probably get some Dale stuff, making Dale pretty much his own. Dale's his own army right now, but I think we're going to get some Third Age stuff, kind of like, I'm going to call it the Dunland effect. Dunland was technically an army you could play before, but now after War Rohan came out, they're a lot more viable as a force. I think the same thing is going to be done for Easterlings and hopefully Dale. By the time all is said and done. Now, I could be wrong, and there could be no new profile, no new characters for Easterlings, but I think that'd be a huge missed opportunity. And they've released some stuff. So passes Rogash, son of Brogash. But I think it'd be a missed opportunity, and I think honestly the time that's taken them to work on this supplement, so like nothing's been actually announced from the Miller team about a War in the North supplement. They've just released those 2 model kits, which both model kits will be needably a War in the North supplement. So it's kind of like my initial thought with the Last Alliance. They're going to take their time and just really work on a really good Last Alliance supplement, because they need to come out with new warriors. They need to come out with some cav. I'm thinking just things they could add in that would really flush out that force. War in the North is another one where I think they might be taking their time. We already got 2 really good profiles in the dwarves, and we got a profile in Easterling. We haven't play tested the Acolytes enough yet to really determine what their role is in an army, but I will say this. When I first got Elfhelm's profile, I thought it was terrible. I was like, well, who's going to take Elf Helm when you just take all these other really good Fight 5 troops? Or heroes, sorry. But after using Elf Helm, I fell in love with them. So, I think the Acolytes will have the same effect. Kind of that knee-jerk reaction. Well, I wanted my new Easterling guys to have Fight 5 and, whatever. I think that the Acolytes will have a really good role in your army. And I think especially if they add some heroes in there to kind of buff them. Perhaps not just them, but maybe them also. Just Easterling Warriors. I don't know. I'm just trying to think like what they can do. A runish emperor or something like that would be cool. Maybe a few more named characters. I just think Easterlings desperately need some 3 might named characters to really flesh out that force. The dwarves are taking a lot longer than I was anticipating to destroy my base, so I'm going to go to an action try now. Alright? I'm sitting here letting them destroy it while I ramble. But yeah, Easterlings, it's just one of those armies that's when I started Ingmar, I wanted to start a new eel army. It was going to be Easterlings, Hunter Orcs, more importantly, the Azox Hunters, or Ingmar. And I felt like Ingmar was just the 3 would fit the needs. Because I want to go. I want to address like one thing. So I'm not like the most competitive player. Like I'll go to a tournament for fun, but I like playing and trying to do as good as I can. I started Angmar because it's just an army that I think I could possibly do good with in an event. But that's not the root cause. I think the last run goes south. 2 of the players at Podium were playing Hunter Orcs. I definitely think they are a very viable force. But Easterlings is just one that I've seen time and time again. There we go. Easterlings are just one of those forces that I've seen time and time again kind of just. They start strong. You tend to get a good model count. They do have some good hero picks with Amdur and Kamal. But once Kamal kind of starts running a little will, once Amdur possibly be horsed or whatever, they just. One thing that. Okay. I just had an epiphany. One thing that Easterlings really could use is a siege weapon of sorts, and it would make sense if they're sieging Erebor. It would make sense for them to get a siege weapon. I don't know, like a ballista or some crazy like Easterling catapult or something. I don't know, like use your imagination. That would definitely help that army out a lot. Because right now they rely on their archers, their bowmen, which are basically warriors administered with bows. But I think that a siege weapon, some characters, I think if you could put a few things like that in Easterling army, you're really talking about a strong force. And I think Easterling is one of those armies that a lot of SPG players builds that army because they look awesome. And they go and play that list a few times, and they may or may not do good with it. They put it in their cabinet, back in their carry case, and then they play something else. And I know there are some diehard Easterling players that's the only army they play, the only army they will play. And you know what? My hat's off to you. That's kind of how I am with Rohan. And I played Rohan back before they get all the cool toys. So my hopes are, my final thoughts, my hopes are for the Easterling players out there, that you guys get the toys that will allow you to be able to do the things that like Rohan can do now, like a siege weapon, some better named characters. I think they just desperately need named characters. 3 might heroes. Doesn't matter how much fate they have, whatever, but some 3 might characters that have some really good abilities. And I think once you can get that, maybe a siege weapon I think the army would be pretty set. You do have some good cav. Cataphracts, the what is it, the Golden Horde ability, Blurring Horde. I don't remember their specific rule where they could be in a shield wall and get defense bonuses. That's a really good rule. In fact, I was playing Rohan against them, against one of our Eastern players, and I had a hard time making him come to me with my shots, and he couldn't make me really come to him because he only have a few bows. But yeah, so put in the comments below, all the Eastern players out there, what you guys want to see. If you guys want to see a siege weapon of some sorts, because siege weapons are pretty popular now in the quote-unquote meta, as are, but if you don't get a siege weapon, I definitely think maybe some named characters would in desperate need. So, I don't know. There's just me rambling a little bit. I'm excited for the supplement. I'm excited to see what they do with Easterlings, because I think it's an army that a lot of Easterling players kind of deserve to get that next step. So, if you guys like this kind of content, me rambling about stuff and telling some Battle for Middle Earth, just let me know in the comments below, and maybe I'll get my AMR up on the channel soon. Thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy your Middle Earth hobby.